A new Labyrinth just dropped on Global, and just like the others, you have to farm the coins to buy stuff from the shop, and this time around, we got a cool costume for Meliodas, you haven't seen that one yet, but also 20 LR coins, which I seen a lot of people were missing just a bit to get LR Lost Vein from the other game mode, so these 20 LR coins might be just enough, plus the 10 gems added on to up to 40 gems, I believe, because you get 30 from just completing the thing. So I'm going to be talking about the best and fastest way to farm on this labyrinth. And at the start here, you're going to have three options. In your first run, you can pick between this Green King, Red Goddess Liz, and Blue Kusok. I have some other options because, you know, if you beat the thing, the last team you actually beat it with, it will show up here, one of your characters. So let's say you don't get the best passives ever, but you get some good units, then you can reselect. I would say for majority of players, the best option is Liz, and you don't need to own her or anything like that. It would depend on what you want to build. If you want to go for a Purgatory melee team, which works, then Kusok is not the worst option, but Liz for a Mael team is the best, and the reason for that is this. Let me show. So, also if you do a, completed run, and then you come back, you can get like some extra bonuses, which I'm going to use just to make this run faster. But specifically this. The passives you can get on this labyrinth, there are passives specifically for race. Now, I have not seen demon passive. The only passive I've seen was giants, which Lamau, goddesses, unknown, and humans. So in the so many runs I've done, did not see a single the one ultimate. And he's the only human I would say would make this fast enough to be worth making a human team. So I would say the best option for you, for anyone, is going to be goddesses, because goddesses have Mael, and Mael is in this. So I'm going to pick this passive, 65% crit damage, and then I would recommend, right, the side that you pick in this first room doesn't really matter. Most characters, right, I mean, honestly, all the characters in the first floor suck major balls, so you just kind of pick what you feel like here. So in the right side, you have the purchase, which I find the characters from here and here, like, comparatively, the right side are better. But it's not like it's that much better, so I'm going to go right. For passives, the recommendation I have is the same for the previous few. What you really want are passives that will make you hit the hardest as possible, so that you can actually complete the stages really fast and farm. Out of these three passives, the only one that increases my damage is this one. I'm going to do a reroll. Now I got more crit damage, or now this passive, if you want to make a more defensive thing, is good because it lowers attack, but like I just said, I want the most damage as possible. I think this middle one, give me a second, increases attack by 20% for each girl character on the team. I'll pick the crit damage because with this Liz, I'm going to be critting very often, so it's fine. So like I said, either go right or left, it doesn't really matter. But right tends to have better characters from like the many runs I've done until I was trying to find like a perfect team. At the first point where you can pick a character, let's take a look. Not the best options, Like I mentioned, the character selection here is not going to be the greatest, but you work with what you have and you just pick the best you can. This is actually a separate run because I scrapped the run I was doing. If you don't spend any points re-rolling any passives and stuff, you can actually buy extra levels or extra stars there, which I would recommend instead, but sometimes it doesn't work out. Redshin is not a terrible character to pick if you end up finding him because of this. If Liz crits right here in the first hit, everyone gets debuffed, so he gets the guaranteed crit. Right. Let me skip all the fights into the next one. At the next character pick, I mean, if you have such bad options, you can always re-roll at these character picks. In my situation, it wasn't really all that good. I would just say, if it's the first floor, it's not really worth re-rolling because it's only bad characters. It genuinely just is only bad characters. It's so bad I'm going to actually restart again. But just pick whatever you get. You'll get better characters in the second and third floor, and then you can start better from there. So we're finally at the first boss, and the next bosses won't take so long to get to because I just really wanted to mention the tips. Again, looking mostly for passives that increase damage. This is actually my regular passive I just started with, but this one decreases crit resistance and crit defense, so that's exactly what I want. And the first boss is a SR counter melee, which is not very hard really. The counters don't really hit all that hard, but you want to watch out for like the high rank counters if there are. I've only seen him do level 1 counters, but if there are, you should watch out for them. Yeah, level 1 counter. Let's just start off with ranking up my mono I got from the second position. So actually, on this run I got Grain Galfer and mono, which are much better characters I've got from like the many runs I've done in this like first area or first floor. So these characters are definitely characters you should be picking up, even if you're not gonna stick with them until the end. It's infinitely better than like the other garbage I've seen, like Blue, Brawler, Bond, and stuff like that. Alright, let's just kill him. There's not any gimmicks with this boss. You just kind of kill him, try to avoid dying to his counters, and that's about it. On the second floor, you can pick again, just like in the first floor, whatever path you want. They're not gonna be bad, but I think this one is the best, so I'm gonna go right here. And then either pick level up or star. I think this time I'm going to pick star because I got level up from the shop. Get the ult level because I haven't got ult level yet. And then pick the character like this and then go. Depending on what character is here. If there's no good character here, I'll see whatever the random one ends up being. But in general, you want to pass through this store. The right side is not bad either, but I think that this is more worth, especially if you went right for the other time. So the rules I got, you know, or passives are not ideally the best. This one sounds very good. Do more damage to debuffed enemies by, I think it goes up to like 100% or something. But in truth, this passive is very, very bad because the actual place where you farm the enemies, so after the third boss, the enemies cannot be debuffed at all. So this passive is completely worthless. I'm gonna pick this one, increase the basic stat for goddesses. I ideally want to make a goddess team if that works out. So it is more worth to me than the debuff damage increase for prior to those fights, because those fights are the only ones that matter, really. My Galfer died, don't even mention it. Honestly, the one is actually a pretty good option, especially for the last boss, so if I end up not getting any better characters, I'll keep him. That's not a big deal. I would actually like to change mono, because although her AoE is pretty good, I'm not a big fan of her single target. Especially for the, the subsequent enemies where they can't be debuffed, so the triple damage against debuffs is useless. But for now, it works pretty well for these stages, because as you'll see right here, her AoE is actually pretty good. So if you end up getting mono, she's good for clearing these early stages. But past this... Oh, actually, this one, the enemies are quite a bit tankier. But past this, when the enemies can't be debuffed anymore, she's not as good. Unfortunately. The next shop I actually get a goddess finally. We're gonna go with Green Sauriel over Tarmiel, just for protection. I forgot what element or type the next boss is. And let's just level up. Want to be at the highest level possible. Obviously, the enemies hit you pretty hard, so you want to prevent that. Going for a full goddess team now. And that's the idea. You want to be one mono race if you just want to do the most damage possible. But if you want to go with just blue Escanor and do like full human and then like have like Green Galfer to like rank him up, that also can work. But I'll just say, having the option to get the huge passives is what's going to make it super fast. Second boss is this blue Bond here, and his whole shtick is that he has a bunch of revives. So after, does it say right here how many revives he has? 4 revives? I don't know, he has a bunch of revives. So you're playing the long game with him. You're not trying to like just kill him as soon as possible. So let's just do this. Green Star is going to work pretty good as well because, Bond's blue. And if he can like kill him like multiple times per turn, that'll be nice. So that's the whole gimmick, I guess, with him. It's more of a passive than a gimmick. He just has revives. And just like Meliodas is not... And he's not the hardest, right? He did snatch my Sauriel, but That's really it. He's not even comparable to the bosses we got last Labyrinth, like the Sauriel and stuff. That's a revive. You see he lost his debuffs and stuff. The Sauriel boss that we had last Labyrinth and stuff like that, those bosses were so much harder. The ones from this Labyrinth, apart from the last one, which is a Escanor, don't really compete. The Escanor is pretty hard though. I would say the Escanor, the third boss, is pretty hard, so you gotta be prepared to face him. So hopefully we'll get a Mael. That's my hope, that we won't get cocked and we actually will get a Mael. Maybe a good back unit as well, that'd be nice, but goddesses don't have good back units, so we'll just take what we have. Ulting with Liz would have been ideal for the heal. This Liz is just good in so many ways. The healing she provides is also so good. I should have attacked with Mono instead of Liz. Now I'm not gonna kill, take another turn. He actually killed my Liz, the bastard. But there's a revive in the... there's a revive in the first thing of the next floor, I'm pretty sure, so I'm chilling. The bastard. As soon as I didn't have a taunt anymore, he just immediately killed Liz. Oh, there's not! Oh my god. I swear there was one last Labyrinth. That is really unfortunate. So for this one, again, I would go for the ult level just for CC. But you can actually get the ult level here. So you can go either way. Like, all of these are pretty good. There's no better path here. So you gotta choose, like, do I get the level here and then the star? Or do I get the star at the ult level? Because I'm already level 90, so I don't need another level up. So that's what I'm gonna go with. The star and then the ult level. Got the Mael. I have like no more coins though. But let me swap out this Mono. Like I said, Mono is not a character to keep around because debuffing is not available after a certain point. But here's the ideal. I have not gotten the ideal. I don't have any goddess passives at all, other than basic increase of goddess. So my run kinda sucks. It's unfortunate, but it's true. This Labyrinth seems to be way more stingy with good rules, or passives, I keep calling rules, with good passives than previous, and way more stingy with good units. In the first two floors, you barely see good units. Second floor is a little bit better, obviously, but the first floor is just bad. Just horrible. So you just gotta keep up with what you get and just don't look back. Keep trying. And buy a revive at the store, thankfully. And now we have a full goddess team for our Mael to plow through. And let's talk about the final boss. The third boss is Escanor. And he's green. And he's pretty much final boss Escanor. If you drop him under, I believe it's 40 or 30% HP, he becomes invincible for 2 turns. Can do damage, nothing. So you don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. What we're gonna do here, so I actually want to check if it is actually it says right here, is it 30% becomes invincible for 2 turns. He doesn't have a damage cap, so if we can just plow him, would be great. I'm gonna do this, so boom, boom, my defense is gonna drop on the 30. Mael should be able to take care of him. I hope. I haven't used Mael here yet because it's the first time I actually get Mael. Okay, he can't. Alright. Now we know, and he's gonna drop under 30%. Wow, that's just the worst case scenario. That's just the worst case scenario. Just happened. So that's fantastic. In this one, we actually do have revive right after. So that will be very much appreciated. Let's get the Mael ultimate real quick. There's no point in even putting up a counter card for Sauriel because the counters don't do damage either. And we'll kill him next turn and revive Sauriel right after. Yeah, I guess first turn you drop him like under like 50 maybe, or up to like 50. And then you know, maybe do like a big level 2 card. Oh, I forgot, I have the passive. If one of my characters drops under 15%, they full heal. Okay, not gonna need to revive, thankfully. And then we finish him. So that's the gimmick for this fight. And He hits pretty hard. You saw how hard he was hitting Sauriel. So you need to watch out for that. But now there's where the real farm starts. I would have preferred to have someone better as a 4th, but is what it is. We have what we have. I mean, there's not many better characters as a 4th. Ragnarok Ban, if there was one available. Or Death Pierce was available. Maybe I should have picked a Death Pierce, but I didn't really think all that far ahead. So, any of these bosses, right? I've done this like Purgatory Melee and stuff. They don't just get like one turn. So I'm hopeful that Mael would have been better with the proper goddess rules, but Mael does enough damage that you can one turn him. I don't think quite enough damage without the rules. Okay, one turn this guy. That's pretty good. And goddesses are generally tanky, so that's pretty good. Need more god. I have no goddess rules. This run was so bad, and if I want to make an optimal team, I'm gonna have to restart, pick Mael as my initial character, so I actually have him from the beginning. Ditch the Liz, right? Have Margaret instead at the end, and then hope for goddess passes. But that's just being hopeful, right? Because you might not get any either. Very stingy with the race-specific passives, but yeah, this is why Mael's the best, by the way. If not for the fact that the one ultimate, I don't think is here. I have not seen the one ultimate a single time. If one of you gets the one ultimate, let me know, but I have not seen the one ultimate a single time of any of these runs. But to be fair, I had not seen Halloween Galfer or Mono either on the first floor, and I did like at least 30 runs, and I didn't get them. That's just unlucky, you know? That was the first time I've seen those characters in the first floor, so. Alright. This is why Mael's the best. And you can just do this in all of these stages until the end. I'm gonna skip to the last one, because all you're gonna see is just Mael one-shotting everyone. It's not much different. There are like shops in between these enemies right here. I'll say bosses. I guess they're kind of bosses. They're a higher difficulty enemy, but in these shops you can get like an extra character. Maybe you can get like a Death Pierce now. They're not gonna have Death Pierce in there. Passives and stuff, so maybe if you get like a passive that's actually pretty good, you can add on or ult level. And you can't save these for, you know, future runs, so I wouldn't, you know, put too much attention to these. At the final boss, and I guess I don't really need those passives that are goddess specific, like 100% extra attack, because Mael level 1 one-shot all of the enemies, but we'll see for this dragon, because he does have a lot more health. I did farm this like quite a bit on the first day, because I wanted to get the melee costume. I don't remember, I think he has a revive. Yes, he does. So, you know, having 2 Mael level 1s would be nice here. Doesn't need... Mael is just that good. He's just that guy. He is just that guy. Although, if the one ultimate was available, he would be better. Like, I'm just saying. If you find the one ultimate somehow, if he is here, and if he has like a stupid low drop rate or something, then use him. So at the shop, people were wondering how the hell do you even get to the last part. You need to buy out the first parts, and then you go down. And we get the gems now. I'll buy the coins as well. Right now, I'm just saving for the next LR, you know? At 55, there'll be 75. I do wonder if they're gonna ease up the other game mode as well, for players to be able to get an XLR more easily, but because they're not gonna give any LR coins on the mail anymore like they were giving. So anyways, good luck on farming.